Good morning, friends. Welcome back to a new vlog. I do apologize for the terrible, overwhelming lighting. It is getting darker in the mornings, so I've had to temporarily put the overhead lights on. I'm about to make myself a coffee and some breakfast, and I have to leave the house in a couple hours, so I think I'm honestly just gonna read. I am really loving my book at the moment, which is exciting because I haven't been in a reading mood for a little while, so I'm excited about it. I forget how consuming a good book can be though, because all I can think about is reading my book. I don't know what I want to read next, but I have time to figure that out because I still have like 200 pages of my book. And yeah, I also was trying to plan more short form content. I prefer YouTube. I am a long form content girly. I love filming and the whole process of doing my vlogs, but I feel like I need to give more time and attention to my other platforms. I don't see as much growth on them, and I don't really understand them sometimes because I get a lot more people leaving than staying, and it can sometimes be discouraging. But besides that, I do think I need to show up a little bit more on my short form content platforms. I do have 2 Instagrams and a TikTok. They're always linked below if you ever want to check them out. I have a bookstagram, I have a lifestyle Instagram, and then a TikTok is kind of a mix of both. And so I spent some time yesterday trying to come up with a bit of a scheduling plan so I can be more present on there, but I also don't want to force content. Like, I don't want to just create something to post it. I want it to be, that didn't make sense. Of course people create things to post, but I didn't want it to be like, this is my scheduling day, I have to randomly do something. Like, I want thought and creativity behind my posts, if that makes sense. So I am in the process of doing that. Hopefully I can show up more there. I think they're incredible platforms for more real time because I can obviously post all my stories and you guys can see it at the same time, but I am working on that. I also have very sad news about my starter. I had every intention of making a sourdough bread yesterday, and I woke up and she hadn't grown at all. She's still healthy and she's alive, but she's not growing, and I was like, I think it's the weather. So I'm gonna try and feed her earlier, like this morning, and watch how she does. I think I might have to wrap her in a tea towel because I think it's getting a little bit too cold for her. But anyway, I wanted to say hi. I always do way too long intros. I'm gonna make my cup of coffee and have some breakfast. it is like many hours later. It's like 4 p.m. I went out for lunch with family, which was lovely. But now I'm kind of cold and I wanted to make myself a nice cup of tea. And then I was like, I might as well have a shower and get all cozy on the couch because I do really want to read. I am still reading Redeeming Love. I do have about 180 pages left. So I do have quite a bit to go, even though I'd like to finish this in the next couple of days. I don't think I actually spoke to you about what this book is about. And it's the first book I've kind of read involving any of this. The book is written in the 1850s in California during the gold mine time. So it says California gold country in the 1850s, a time when men sold their souls for a bag of gold and women sold their bodies for a place to sleep. And then it goes on to say that Angel expects nothing from men but betrayal. Sold into prostitution as a child, she survives by keeping her hatred alive. And I think it's a romance. It's considered a romance, and that's kind of what it is. The beginning is quite intense because it explains what Angel, our main character, has gone through as a child to end up where she does end up. But then it turns into this just beautiful story of how she gets out of that situation, and obviously there's romance and all of that. So at some points I did find the main character, Angel, to be a little bit frustrating. I don't know if that's the right word. She was getting a little bit annoying, but then when you remember everything that she's gone through, I'm like, it makes sense why her walls are up and she doesn't want anything or anyone to come close or get involved with her. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. We're seeing a lot of character development, which is lovely. Like I said, I still have about 180 pages to go, so I would really love to read quite a bit of this afternoon. I still am also reading The Correspondent. I actually put this down to read this because I was in the mood for this, and I was still trying to read a letter here and there. I am enjoying this a lot, actually, to be honest. I am loving this story, but I feel like my rating for the book is going down because it's taking me so long to read. So I would still like to read some letters here and there and try and get through this one as well. I'm not sure I will be reading any of it today. I don't know. My attention has kind of been on this one, but I am going to get all cozy, maybe put on some trackies, unwind for the day, make a nice cup of tea, and probably just sit on the couch and read. I have really been enjoying working for the morning and doing everything I can till like 2, 3, 4 o'clock, and then having my evenings and afternoons to read or do hobbies. So that is what I'm gonna do. think I spoke to you guys yesterday about the trouble I was having with my sourdough starter. I wrapped her in a tea towel for the whole day yesterday and nothing had happened, and I was very, very scared that I'd somehow killed her, even though I don't think you can actually technically do that. I can make her super unhealthy, but I don't think I can kill her that easily. And then I did some research, and these stone bench tops are freezing, so I knew it was the cold, but I didn't know how to fix it. And then I think I'm gonna buy a heating mat anyway, but I tried the microwave last night. She's just sitting in the microwave. There's no heat or anything in there, but it's just a smaller space. I did have the light on for about an hour or two before I went to bed, and then I just stuck her in the microwave, and I looked this morning and she has doubled in size. So I am very excited, and I'm gonna prepare a sourdough loaf today and probably another one tomorrow. I have some loaves to catch up on for family, because my sourdough, her name is Sally, she has not been doing anything for about 2 weeks. So I'm very excited, and we figured out the problem was the temperature. I literally have like 45 pages left to read, and I do just want to sit here and finish it. But while it's not raining and I have a little bit of time, I do want to go and fix my strawberry plants. That's a disaster. I'm pretty sure I only have like 2 or 3 left out of my original 6. So I need to repot them and put them in new soil and try and revive them. But there's a little bit of sun, and I thought I've been meaning to do it over the last couple of days, and it's been raining and I just haven't. So I'm gonna try and save them, even though I'm not sure I will be able to. I know what I did wrong, hence why I'm changing the soil. So we'll have to see how we go. But that is, I'm gonna do that, and then I'm probably gonna come back and just finish the book, because I've actually stopped at a really intense, interesting spot. So strawberries, and then finish my book. Good morning. This morning I'm about to bake my sourdough loaf because I'm going to meet up with my sister to watch my nephew's soccer game. And it's like, they're so little, I don't know how serious it's gonna be, but I'm excited because I think it's gonna be adorable. But Sally has been doing really, really well in the microwave. So I think I'm going to prep another loaf today to give to my mum tomorrow. I love baking sourdough loaves. When I see people, when I see family, it's just hard to line it up sometimes because you need like 2 full days to prepare a sourdough loaf. And the day that you are preparing it, you need to be home to do all your stretch and folds and everything. But after the soccer game, I should be home all day, so I'll be able to tend to that loaf. But yeah, I do need to leave in about an hour, I think. So I'm gonna bake the sourdough loaf, have a cup of coffee. I think it's the weather cooling down. I've always been a tea person. I love tea. I would usually pick tea over coffee, but I was running out on my really nice tea, and I haven't placed an order yet because it's really expensive. So I started drinking coffee. It's very simple. It's just instant coffee and with maple syrup as my sweetener, and I think I'm a little bit addicted because I now opt for that on most mornings than my tea. But to be fair, like I said, I am running out of my tea, so I have really nice flavors. I have like a choc chai, which is delicious, like a French Earl Grey. Anyway, I have lots of herbal tea, but I'm running out of my morning black tea, so I've been opting for coffee. So I think I'm gonna have a coffee this morning, do some Bible study, and then I don't know how much time. If I have time left over, I'll either read or edit, but I need to get going because I also have to prep this sourdough. So that is what I'm doing. Then this afternoon, honestly, I'm gonna have the earliest shower. I need to wash my hair. I actually want to play some Animal Crossing. I don't think I've picked it up in like a year, maybe 2, and I've been itching at doing that recently. I could do that with an audiobook. And I also need to watch The Devil Wears Prada movie 1 because I'm going to the cinemas with family tomorrow to watch it. So that's my afternoon plans. I need to leave because I'm slightly running late and I'm a little bit stressed, but I have made the sourdough loaf for my sister. I just need to wrap it up and then get going. I wanted to keep it for myself, but it's not my loaf, so I didn't make it for me. But there's something about fresh sourdough bread in the house. Ah, delicious. Anyway, I need to get going because like I said, I'm running late, but I wanted to show you the sourdough loaf. I feel like at this point it's boring watching me make and bake sourdough, but every single loaf just makes me excited. Anyway, I gotta go.